Have you left your fantasy rugby selection for the Six Nations till the last minute? Guilty as charged. But the good news is that means we can use it to help pass the time between now and kickoff on the Six Nations. Time is moving so slowly. But yeah, let's do a Six Nations fantasy team. I'm going to take you through my selections, my thinking, in case it influences yours and helps you. I've had a lot of people mentioning, and thank you for the comments, leave them down below. A lot of people saying, Tim, are you running a fantasy league for the Six Nations? I would have done. I did in the World Cup when it was a couple of thousand people got on board, which was amazing. But unfortunately, the Guinness Six Nations have limited private leagues to 100 entrants. So I didn't really want to do that because there would be a lot of people. I'd be talking about my league and only 99 other people could be in it. So I will be doing fantasy rugby content through the Six Nations. And you can compare your score to mine for what it's worth. And we can just have a discussion about selections and geek out on that front. So if you get value from the channel, if you appreciate your rugby content, there's loads of it coming through the Six Nations and generally. So hit subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and let's get going. So the official Guinness Six Nations fantasy rugby game, you have to select 15 players. You can also select a super sub who scores 3 times the points they get once they get on the field. The captain you can select scores double points. You do not have to keep any players from round 1 to round 2. You can completely rip up your team and start again every single game round. So that's worth having in mind. You score points for all the usual things: tries, assists, conversions, penalties, drop goals, defenders beaten, meters made, 50-22s, line-out steals, breakdown steals, tackles. You also get a 15-point bonus if you have the player of the match in your ranks. So, one thing that I spotted straight away, and just in case you missed it, it's worth knowing, you do not have to select a kicker in this. Any player that you pick who scores penalties or conversions or drop goals can score points. And that was the first thing that jumped out at me, meaning straight away, I'm going to pick as many kickers as I can. So, Tomás Ramos, straight in. No question there. I also want straight away, I want the boy captain now. So I'm thinking Finn Russell is going to play 80 minutes most likely. So Finn Russell is in. And also I thought, right, what other players, because that's a fullback and a fly half where goal kickers normally play, but where are the players that might kick or do kick or could kick? Where else are they? And I was thinking of England, and you've got Elliot Daly, who's there at 13. He's a winger. I don't want to use him as a winger, though. But a centre, I'll take Henry Slade. Potential kicker. He kicks for Exeter Chiefs. Maybe George Ford goes off, or George Ford leg flares up in the game. Henry Slade could goal kick. So that's my thinking there. And while we're at England and in the midfield, the value pick, because in order to get the big guns that you really want within the 240 star budget, isn't it? And I'm down to 191 now, and I've only selected 3 players. In order to get all the players you want, you have to have a value pick or two. And I looked at the value of Fraser Dingwall at 8. He's in. No question. Tomás Ramos is 19. Was Finn Russell 20 or he was 19? He was right up there. Dingwall, 8. And because of England's issues in the midfield, I'm thinking he'll probably play most of, if not all of the game. Fingers crossed, as long as he doesn't get injured. So Fraser Dingwall and Henry Slade, England's midfield is my midfield. Back to the big guns then. Now I've picked a few value players. I can go for some like absolute superstars. So let's get out onto the wings. Back 3. There we go. Damian Penaud. 20 stars he cost me, but worth every single one. And Duhan van der Merwe, with Scotland going down to a Wales team that you're not sure what kind of Wales side they're going to put up. I think Wales are going to kick a lot, so they're going to put the ball back to Scotland's back 3, and Duhan van der Merwe could return it with interest. Yes, Damian Penaud is up against Ireland, but he just beats defenders for fun, and I'm expecting him to have a world-class game, as he tends to do. So there we go. Almost my whole back line picked. I'm going to jump to back row now before I pick a scrum half. And in terms of back row players, again, you get points for steals at breakdowns. You get points for steals at lineouts as well. Those, added to the fact he's also a ball carrier, means I'm going Charles Olivon. How many times have you seen Charles Olivon pop up on the shoulder of often Antoine Dupont and gets put through and streaks in from 40 metres, but he's also really good at the breakdown, and he's a great line-out forward as well. So Charles Olivon is in, and because he's all action as well, I'm going Ben Earl. He will be a focal point for England as a ball carrier, but he's naturally a 7, so he's good on the deck. So maybe he'll earn a little breakdown steal. We will see. And also, and this might be you might think this is a strange selection when there are other players there, but at only 12 stars, I'm going for Tommy Raffel. So I'm thinking Wales are going to do a lot of defending against Scotland. Tommy Raffel will have a high tackle count, and I think he could get in there and get a steal or two, which is almost as many points as getting a try. You get 7 for a breakdown steal. Sorry, you get 5 for a breakdown steal. You get 10 for a try. So 2 breakdown steals, and it's the same score in a try. I would back Tommy Raffel to do that. Potentially, if he could be the guy that ends up getting a yellow card, though. So, I just have to hope that is not the case, and Wales stay nice and whiter than white with the referee. So that is that. I haven't picked any Irishmen yet. No Irishman. That actually needs to get sorted, to be fair, because it's Ireland and their ace. In fact, let me think about it. There we go. Second row, Ireland, Tadhg. Talk about line out forward. Talk about ball carrier. Talk about breakdown specialist. He could be worth some serious points. And second row partner for him. Who else in the second row? Maro Itoje. Couple of Rolls Royces there. The team is shaping up nicely. Still got 68 in the budget, 4 players to pick, and a super sub. In fact, let's do the super sub now. I know exactly who I want as the super sub. So the super sub, when they come on, they get 3 times the points that they normally get. I'd be tempted to pick a fly half who might come on and kick. So I think Finn Smith could be a good shout as a super sub. I, however, am going to go and take a punt on. I was surprised he wasn't in the starting side. Louis Biel-Biarré. I'm looking at France's selection and thinking, will the game open up in the last 20 minutes? I mean, actually, we saw last year in the Six Nations game between Ireland and France, it tightened up in the last 20 minutes, and it was all open in the first half. But anyway, I'm taking a punt on Louis Biel-Biarré, meaning I've got 4 positions left, 54 points, and let's go Ireland in the forwards, in the front row. Ireland, got to be, Dan Sheehan's my man. Dan Sheehan is my boy. And Andrew Porter as well. Might have a hard day scrummaging, potentially. We'll see how that goes. But actually, you get points for the positive things you do around the park. And as a ball carrier, he is ace. So what have I got left? 24 with 2 players. I need a scrum half. And I'm going to be limited because you can only have 4 players from any one nation. So, Gareth Davis. There we go. 12 for Gareth Davis. I think he will be more of the focal point for Wales. He'll take a lot of pressure off of Sam Costello. And then that just leaves 1 prop. I've got to select. I've got 12 to do it. Who's available? Xander Fagerson. Cacciarelli. I'm going to go Xander Fagerson. That'll do me. Gives away penalties. Could be a penalty machine. I might regret that one, but we'll see. There you go. Let's have a look. That is my team. Oh, no, I need to select a captain. Captain. Tomo Ramos. Has to be. For his goal kicks, for his ball carrying. I'm tempted with Finn Russell, but I'm thinking actually Tomo Ramos will probably play 80 minutes as well. Even if the fly half for France goes off, Tomo Ramos will move into the 10 shirt. So there you go. Done. So there's my team. My back 3. Damian Penaud, Tomo Ramos, and Duhan van der Merwe. That is absolutely dynamite. Centres. Budget pick, Fraser Dingwall, Henry Slade. I like that pick. Potential kicker. Finn Russell, kicker, captain, playmaker, orchestrator, and Gareth Davis, who will have a lot of playmaking responsibility for Wales. Back row, Olivon and Earl, the main men for their countries in the back row. Well, Aldrit as well would have been a good shout, to be fair. No, I've made the call now. And Tommy Raffel for Wales. And then in the second row, that's awesome. Byrne and Itoje, and Porter, Sheehan, Fagerson. I am very happy with that. That's my selection. Let me know yours. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it useful. Hope it wasted a little bit of time between now and kickoff. Hit subscribe on the channel so you don't miss any of the Six Nations content coming. Happy Sixmas.